Hi guys, it's Bali back again for part 4 of my tutorial on how to do the join as you go corner to corner pattern. So if you've watched part 1, that was your overview. Part 2 was how to join your first row going from right to left. Part 3 was how to join on the first box of your second row. And part 4, the one I'm going to do now, is how to join your next box along here, and it will be the same for your continuing boxes along that way. So for the rest of your blanket, you want to refer to part 3 to work out how to join your next square on top of there, and part 4 will be how to join them on there and join on there and join on there, etc, etc. Okay, so here we go, let's get started. So with your new color, for every box that you join on two sides here, etc., you're going to join in between these two boxes here. Okay, so join your yarn in there, however you like to join in. I will make another video on how I weave in my ends, which I've not done for this tutorial because it takes a bit longer. So I'll do a separate one, but for now I'm just going to join in here, and I use that first join as a chain, so chain 3. Okay, so joined in between these two, chain 3, slip stitch in between these two boxes. Okay, chain 3, turn your work over. You can work over your end or weave them in later, it doesn't matter. Make your box in here. If I get in shot, sorry. Okay, so I've made my first box in there. I need to join it to the side of my green box. So slip stitch here, chain 3, and slip stitch the next box up. Okay, so it looks like that. You want to chain 3 again, turn it around, and you're working down row 2 down here. So box in here. Two boxes, so I need to connect them with a slip stitch. Chain up 3, box in here. Okay, so I've got another side of a square here, so you want to connect and slip stitch in between these two boxes. Okay, so I've got row 1 here, row 2 here, and then we want to do row 3 here. So as always, after we've slip stitched two boxes together, up here you need to chain 3, jump up 1 box and slip stitch in between these two, so that you're building the foundation for this box here. So chain 3, turn it around and pop your box in there. Okay, so we've got 2 boxes, need to be slip stitched together. That's your first box of row 3. So we're going to build another one here. Slip stitch these two together. So I've got to build the third box of row 3 here. And then we've got a side here, so again we need to connect those two with a slip stitch in between those two boxes, chain 3, slip stitch in here, chain 3. So we've built the little foundation for the next box. So flip it around, build your box in the end there. Okay, got 2 boxes that need to be slip stitched together. So this is the first box of row 4 going back down that way, if you can see that. Okay, so we're going to continue going down that way. So chain 3, connect these two together, a box on here, connect those two. So my teal square here is 4 rows high and 4 rows wide. So we want to put one more box over here to make it 4 wide. Okay, and then we slip stitch between the yellow and the magenta. Okay, so that will take you to as wide as that needs to be, and then we'll start cutting off and going that way. So chain 3, turn it around, slip stitch in here, and this will start cutting off that side there. So build your box on top of here. One of the other things that one of the YouTube tutorials that I saw was that one of the ladies was talking about when you're slip stitching, and she was saying to pull the slip stitches really tightly so that you only get a tiny little bit of colour moving over into the next box. I actually think it's quite a cool effect to just do a normal slip stitch. Like, these are not overly big, they're just normal. And so each colour is kind of popping into the next one. I actually think that's really cool, especially here we can, like, it's a really big contrast. So again, it's up to you. If you don't like that look, then pull your slip stitches really tight when you're doing that against your next box. As with a lot of crochet, it's really personal preference as to what you like. Alright, so going up here, and then we're going to start cutting off this side as well. Okay, and I want to go over to here, so chain 3, turn it around, slip stitch into the box that you just made. So we're cutting this side off here. Putting a box on the side here. So even though this is not a continuous join as you go for the corner to corner, just doing it per box, like per colour, is actually really quick. And I don't know why I've never noticed this before, I never known about how to do it before, because I just made a massive blanket out of it, and it just felt like I was smashing through each of the boxes, and it was quite fun. I want to make another one. Alright, so going to cut off this side here, turn it around, slip stitch here. So I've only got one box to go. Okay, slip stitch into here, and because we want to finish in the corner over here, you need to chain 3, turn, slip stitch in the corner, and that is how you join on your next square on this side and this side. So you will do exactly the same for this square, and if you're on row 3, it'll be the same for this one, this one, this one, going across. This one is part 3, so if you were doing that one there, it's going to be part 3 again. Say I wanted to join on another colour here, you would just get your next one and do exactly what I just showed you. Join in the corner here. Okay. And chain 3 and slip stitch over here. Chain 3 up. Turn your work around, make your box in there, slip stitch in there, chain 3, slip stitch in up here, and start going back down that way. So you're always going to join in this corner here, and just make sure, again, I've said it several times, make sure that your boxes are going in the opposite direction. All right, so if they're going that way, then these ones need to go up and down. Okay, and I will do a separate tutorial on how I weave in my ends for majority of squares, but particularly with the corner to corner, so that you end up only having one end, which is your last one. Okay, thanks very much, bye.